What's up? What is happening? Hope you guys are doing well. Assuming y'all can hear me. Can you hear me? God, it's kind of blurry too. We have a nicer camera and microphone setup, but apparently it's not working for some reason. Oh, and I'm backwards. What's up, guys? What is up? What is up? Can you hear me? I've got a couple. Okay, so Kelly just came in and said it does sound fine. All right, good deal, guys. So I have no racing content for this weekend. Welcome to 2022, right? It's cold. It's racing season. Well, I shouldn't say it's racing season. I know I got my glasses on because I can't see. What are you doing? Listen. Well, that's because I've got to read comments. Okay, let me show you. So, okay, look. So here you go. This is the old man. Look, I have turned into the old man. That's what. Look. Well, I can kind of read that. No name, Richard. What's up, guys? Gregory. Greg. She's picking on me. She's giving me a hard time, guys. This is my life. I love my life though. We pick at each other all the time. It's fun. Okay, is that better? No, okay, I'm gonna have to just put them. I'm gonna be focusing on this mostly. So it's 2022. It is build season, and I have not been building anything. We got a little bit of work done on Randy's car, and he's making good strides on his. But my car is, well, we got a smoke test on it the other day. Did y'all see that? That did not turn out quite as good as I wanted it to. The wind was blowing outside and it was a little sketchy. That spool up test, I had Brian Harper, I appreciate him. He was holding the smoke machine. And when we got done after it was banging, he's like, man, that was a little sketchy. And so that was interesting. I was hoping I was going to be able to see a little bit more, the actual circular movement of it sucking in, but it just didn't work out like that. The wind was blowing, and I didn't try the smoke machine directly from the front. I probably should have done that to see how it was doing as well. Somebody had mentioned that on the video, so that probably was a good idea. But yeah, so it is. We've been sitting in the cold. They anticipated that we were going to get a bunch of snow and ice. We did have some snow on the ground a little bit this morning and a whole bunch of ice, but it's already melted. So that's a good thing. So we did not lose any power. I was hoping, I struggle a little bit. Y'all see, my racing program and what I do. And I do a lot of stuff myself. There's some things I cannot do myself, but mostly everything I do myself. I can, half butt most of it and get most of it done in a reasonable manner so it works. But there's some things I just can't do by myself. And so transmission is one of those things. So my transmission guy, I was hoping he was going to call me on Friday and have the transmission ready for the truck, but he did not call me. And so I'm going to try to get up with him Monday and see. I've got to get my F-350 back on the road. Racing it's kind of happening. Next weekend, Dig or Die kickoff is happening at Fayetteville. I don't have a car that is capable of going at the moment. I do have a running car that just needs a few changes. So that kind of leads to, kind of what I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. I don't know. Later on tonight, I want you guys to make sure you guys are going to be live again tonight. It's not going to be on my channel. It's going to be on the MAK channel. Excuse me. It's going to be on the MAK channel, MAK TV. Nikki, Bobby, and Adam, and all those guys over there. They are having a discussion on what do they think the small tire class is going to be going to. And by that means what we're talking about is small tires going to be going to tube chassis, run what you brung, or does it need to stay stock firewall? There's going to be some good discussion. They've got a house split on what they are doing over there because they got a couple cars that are chassis cars and a couple cars that are not chassis cars. So it's going to be interesting to hear what they have to say in their conversation back and forth. And I'm going to interject, my 2 cents as well. And I am in a unique situation right now. I don't guess it's unique. Everybody gets in the same situations. I started building that car last year, trying to make it better, the hatchback car. And I've got it over at Junior Shop, and he's working on it. And he said it's getting really close. Actually, may be able to go get that tomorrow. And, there'll be a back half car, stock floor, stock firewall. And so, the reality is though, I mean, Nikki and those guys over at MAK, they've got some good points. I mean, where is small tire going? And what is going to be happening with small tire? Is it going to, does it matter about the firewall? Does it matter about the floor? Does it matter about the engine placement? If none of that stuff matters, then I don't want to have to rebuild that car twice. And so I'm really, like, for the last week, I have been just churning in my belly, trying to figure out. I'm on a budget. Everything I do is on a budget. And my budget does not include, I cannot have multiple race cars. And it's hard for me also to do stuff 2 and 3 times. I mean, when it's major things. So I don't know what's going to happen. The with the rules being where they're up in the air. The first dig or die race is this weekend. This is like the kickoff or something. This is a very small one. I don't know how many people they're going to even have because it was kind of last minute deal. But that one, I think it says stock firewall and stock floors. But the big kickoff in the actual it's happening in sometime in March. I think it's the end of March 25th. It says run what you brung on 28s. And so, that's two chassis. I mean, hope you brought enough. Run what you brung, hope you brought enough. That's the old school throwback, the street racing stuff. And so, that's one of the things, I don't know how many 2 chassis cars are going to show up. I don't know how many 2 chassis cars are going to show up that people don't know, exactly, how to make them work. Nikki and them bought the 2 chassis Camaro, and that, they had some issues when it was on big tire. And so it's going to be rebuilt as a small tire car. And, they're smart dudes. They are smart racers. And so I think, we're going to talk about that tonight. I ain't gonna get all into that now. That's not what I wanted to do this for. I wanted to give y'all a heads up. 9:00 tonight. Go to MAK TV. It's going to be live. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun talking to them guys, trying to figure out what there is. And I think they got some other racers coming on as too. They might have. I don't know if they got some promoters coming on as well. We say promote races as well, and we've got a race me and Wes Clapper doing at the end of July. Or is it the beginning of July? Shoot, I can't remember the date. It's in July at Knoxville Dragway. We are requiring factory firewalls and factory floors. And what we're trying to do is limit the 2 chassis cars from coming in and, kicking everybody in the teeth. And they may not. I mean, it may not be a problem. But so 9:00 tonight, MAK TV. Make sure y'all set the reminder. I've got a link in the description of this one to where that's going to be coming live at 9:00. So that should be some good discussion. It's going to be fun. And those guys are killing it, man. They are racing all the time. They have got multiple cars. They've got like three or four cars that they team up with. Colt Coffee is the one that knocked me out when we were in Crossville. And so we had a good time. But what I'm struggling with right now with my racing program is I've got a running race car right now. It runs okay. I mean, it can get down. It definitely can run with most cars. It's not the best of the best, but we can go some rounds. And I've got lots of data on that car. I mean, y'all saw what happened when we put it on radials and we went down to Cletus's race and we hit it. We went fast. I mean, usually we can go pretty fast off the trailer no matter where we're at. The new car is going to be lighter. It's going to be a 4-link car. 4-link is definitely going to be better. It's going to give more, just the bars being longer. Excuse me. I'm still fighting this little cold I've had for a few weeks now. It's almost gone. But the thing is, doggone, the car is going to be a better car. It's going to be lighter. There's not going to be a dash in it. It's going to have factory floors, factory firewalls, back half car that is really going to have, it's a back half. It's a full back half. Y'all seen it. I've showed the build. I mean, it's almost a 2 chassis car. And it's not a 2 chassis car. The only thing that makes it not a 2 chassis car, essentially, is a few bars in the floor and then the firewall location. And so I've got a couple ideas on how I could, on some of these classes. So rule makers, you have a race series here that has a set of rules, and another race series here that has a set of rules, another set of rules over here that have a set of rules. And so as a racer, you want to be able to go to all these races, right? And so sometimes you can build a car to go to all those races, and then you're good, right? You can go and you can be real competitive at some of them, but then other ones where the rules are more looser, then you're at a disadvantage. And racing is going to be expensive this year. I mean, fuel is going to be over $4 a gallon. My F-350 gets the crappiest fuel mileage of anything I've ever seen in my life. It gets 8 miles to the gallon. And so, traveling and the buy-ins, $250, $300, $500 for the buy-ins. Racing is going to be expensive. And so, I do this for fun. I mean, my family budget, I do make some money from YouTube. I mean, that's awesome. I'm making money on YouTube. It helps support the racing. And I try to get the good content out there so people that can't race right now, they can enjoy it on YouTube. And so that's awesome. But racing is expensive, and it's not slowing down any. And so I'm going to have to pick and choose, where I'm going. And I also want to make sure I kind of joke and pick around a lot, but it legit is my budget stuff. Is I would be perfectly happy with like very, very, very low buy-ins, and then the purse is not being super high, but you split it. If you could race for free and then all you got is gas money, it's an awesome deal. I mean, but I try to get people to split purses at like freaking 16 cars. We got 32 cars. I'm like, make it around, we'll get you entry fee back. But there's a lot of people that don't want to do that. And I get that aspect too, because it does cost a lot of money to race, and so they want to win. And so if you have a car that meets all three of those, but you're at a disadvantage in a couple of those races, and you're pretty sure, okay, there's a lot of times I go to a race and I'm 99% sure. Well, actually, I'm most of the time more than that. I'm like, I'm not going to win, but I got to get down to 4 cars so we can try to get some split money, and have some fun, do some racing, and just really just have a great time. And that's just where I'm at with my racing program, and that's what I want to do. And so the grudge racing is not for me. I've never grudge race. I mean, grudge racing just is that's pulling $1,000, $2,000 out of your pocket. Just costs a lot of money to do that, and it's just not going to happen for me. So class racing or test and tune, so that's where I'm at. In test and tune, honestly, I have as much fun testing and tuning as I do sometimes class racing. A lot of people say that no prep racing is not class racing. I disagree. It is a class. I mean, it is a class. It is a small tire class. And then it's just interesting with the whole aspect of what to do. So I'm at a dilemma. I don't know. I've got a running car now. I can go back and forth. I can go to any race I want to. Some races I'm still at a disadvantage. Some races I've got the same rule set as everybody else, and my car is on the edge of being illegal for those, but it's legal. So I'm able to run in those, and and even the ones that I'm at a disadvantage. I mean, the car is built, it's running, and I go out there and do halfway decent. But what I'm really struggling about is this new car. I'm gonna be so, I don't have the money, and I'm gonna be so mad if I put this thing together and it's got factory floors and factory firewall, and then the norm becomes at almost all the races you don't have to have. It goes back to the tire. They don't worry about firewall or tube chassis cars or none of that stuff. I am just super, super, super. I will be very upset and concerned if I move everything over to the new car and then I have to pull it all apart to make it what I need it to be. So, I mean, realistically, I need 2 cars. I need this car the way it is and running some of the races that I run in, and then I need a tube chassis car. But I mean, I don't have the money to fund those. I mean, it's just one of those things. I don't know. It's just one of those things that, I mean, I've just got some hard decisions to make, and I haven't told anybody about this until yesterday. Not Randy or nobody, that I've been even struggling, with making a decision about what I was going to do with a new car. And when I was over at Brian's last night working on my that Jetta, I don't know if y'all seen the video from last year that I done, the Jetta that I bought. I bought a Jetta, and yeah, it's still not together because I hadn't had time to fix it. So I've been working on it bits and pieces. Brian and Ryan got the front end stuff back on it, and we had some brake issues. I put a brake master cylinder on it, and brake booster, got all that done, had a stuck caliper, fixed that yesterday, took it down the road, and it's got a busted intake pipe somewhere. So it's still not ready to go. So I've got a lot of work to do. I mean, the kickoff, the one I had planned to be my first race this year was Corey Stamper's race. It's the thaw out in Darlington. That's happening the end of March. So it is essentially a month away. It's 5 weeks away. And I still don't have a truck that can run, and I still don't have, a chassis that I can put it back together either. If I do, the new car, so it's not together. How long is it going to take me to fix the other car? Once I get it back from Junior, I mean, it's going to be mostly a rolling chassis, and then the other thing also is about the money. I mean, how much? How much is it going to cost me, to fix it? I mean, it's just, I don't know. I got some hard decisions to make. But everybody at Brian's shop yesterday, when I was talking about it, I was working on the Jetta, and I kind of mentioned it, and and everybody was like, "Man, you're crazy. You got a car mostly built to to be more competitive." And I get it. I mean, but I just don't know, man. And it's hard. It's just tough. I've got a car now. Right now it's running. I did check too. So a couple people asked me last year, how many passes did I end up making last year? I ended up with 140 passes on that car. And so, my plan, I got Richard, my machinist, at Coach Racing Engines. He does a good job. He's got that aluminum block. And, I got him to order me some rings, and my plan was to freshen up the motor that I have now, new rings and bearings, and, just send it, this year in the new car. And then next year, over the summer, worry about trying to get the new motor, the aluminum motor, built so that I can, make some strides with that at some point, hopefully mid-season or, beginning of next year. So that's still a plan with that. But, with 140 passes, honestly, I do have 2 seasons on the rings, but the motor's running good. The oil pressure is good. I'm not showing any metal on in my oil. I mean, the reality is I can race that car exactly the way it is right now, probably for the next season. And especially with the plan, excuse me, that I have, Randy's car, the car got more laps this year because Randy's car was broken. And so, our plan, mine and Randy's deal, when we kind of started, helping each other, is he would go to the track with me when my car was together and I was racing my car, and I would go with him and help him when his car was, when we were doing radio prep stuff. And, we just had some issues though. And so we haven't been able to run his car. And so, but hopefully with his car coming back together this year, we'll have some reliability and we won't have any issues. And then we'll be able to keep mine in back of the track no prep stuff, or maybe even like the front of the track no prep king stuff. And see, there again, like the no prep king stuff is, I mean, they don't care about rules. All they care about is 28 by 10. So a 2 chassis car is what you realistically need. I've done pretty well out there, but if I had a 2 chassis car, it would be even better. So I'm kind of beating my head on the wall, struggling on the table, trying to figure out, what I should do. And, it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things, man. It is so hard. So hard. And I did this last year too. This is exactly what I done last year, is when I got all the back suspension stuff, all the bars done in the new car. And then I was like, no, I don't think I want to, switch everything. And I'm in that same boat right now. And it's just hard to walk away from a good working car. I know it gives me struggles, and I know I break rear ends all the time, and I know it has issues, but I mean, the car is consistent. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I've got to make some decisions. Hopefully I'm going to get up with Junior tomorrow and I can go grab that white car. And maybe once I get the white car in my hands, and I can start feeling it a little bit more, and, and maybe be able to say, okay, well, this is what I need to do. Just go ahead and put it in this one with the factory firewall, factory floor. And then if I decide later on I want to cut the firewall and the floor out of it, then just do it at that point. But I don't know. But yeah, so the MAK TV guys tonight, that's going to have some, some influence too. So we're going to be talking about it. Kelly just posted in the Paper Bead Rollers. She just posted the link for the 9 o'clock where we're going to be talking about that. So go check out that. Johnny posted a minute ago, open trailers to the front. Man, I miss my open trailer life. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was when I had open trailer, I mean, open trailer with the golf cart slung across the front. Those were some good times. Lot cheaper to go racing. I mean, so I don't know. Dean said procrastinating will get you nowhere. You're right. I mean, it's just hard, man. It is so hard because I do have a fairly competitive car. The car is not super uncompetitive as it is. So I don't know, guys. I mean, we'll see. Something else I want to go live on. Kelly was in here a minute ago, and in the description, she started a channel. She's been talking about it for a few months now. She finally started another YouTube channel, and it's going to be the drag racer's wife, and it's going to be her at the drag strip and her perspective. Another little sub channel of what we're doing, because there's a lot of stuff that I don't see that happens at the track. It's going to be pretty cool. We done a video earlier today. It was pretty cold outside, and so we couldn't go really do anything. And so she was like, "Let's go ahead and do our first video." And so I put that link in the description as well. So go check that out. The Drag Racer's Wife, and it's got me and Kelly, and we're just talking. We give some of our backstory, and she kind of talks about what she plans to do for that channel. Go sub on her channel if you don't mind. I think that's going to end up being cool. It'll be a good little spin-off and showing some of the stuff that she sees. One of the things she wants to do, and I think is awesome, she can't go into the men's restroom, but we need to do both. She wants to do restroom reviews at the track. So tracks that we're going to, we're going to need y'all to step up your restroom game. Oh my God, that's fun. That's exactly what we need to do. Step up the restroom game, and then we'll go to the track. Man, it's going to be interesting. But we see a lot of people. While we're working, I'm working on the car, trying to get the car turned around. I don't get to see. She does come and grab me a bunch. Like, we'll try to talk to people as we can, and if somebody's got a pretty cool story and they really love the channel, or if they have some kids or something that want to see us and they see us on YouTube channel, that's all. It's always awesome. She'll come and grab me, but I don't get to hear all the stories, so it's gonna be nice to hear some of that stuff. So that's going to be really, really cool. So yeah, I don't know. Somebody just saw posted do a contest or something to pick I can do a poll, keep the new car, or keep the old car, or do the new car. And I might do that. I actually might do that when I get the car. I need to get up with Junior. If I'm off work tomorrow for holiday, and so if we get if he's done with that thing, I can borrow. Brian said I could borrow his truck and go get the car, and then I can get it back to his house, and then I might do a poll, or I might, when I get the car in my hands. I mean, I've just had a few weeks of idle thumb. How idle hands, right? I mean, that's the old saying, idle hands. I mean, one of the things being a drag racer, I mean, all we do is think about drag racing, right? And not being able to move on my stuff for the last few weeks has got me, in my head thinking a bunch. And so sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad. But I don't know. Do a YouTube vote. That's a good idea. And run where you're comfortable. That's exactly what you got to do. So I don't know. And it's one of those things that is freaking. I don't know what to say. I don't know. What do y'all think? I mean, y'all think the new car? And the reality is too, I mean, I got 5 weeks. I mean, in 5 weeks time, can I get the new car done? And we know we're going to have new car blues. I mean, that's a given. I mean, and I'm okay with new car blues. I can go do a bunch of testing. It's just, I don't know. The old car, man, I've had it for like 15 years, and it's just got a lot of passes on it. It's getting used up. I get it. I mean, but I mean, look at it. I mean, I told it its last race was at freaking at Florida, and look what it did. It went and freaking boomed out and went freaking almost 6 seconds. Went straight as an arrow. Didn't do nothing stupid. Didn't have no problems. And I mean, and I'm like, okay, let's take this car apart. Let's take a car apart that just went 470 flat, with less boost, 2 passes in a row, and with less boost than I had on it last time. I went a 467. Didn't do nothing stupid. Drove perfect. I mean, let's go take it apart. Man, that's hard. That's hard for me to do that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I am. I'm stuck. Is where I'm at honestly right now. Let's go. I'm gonna go look through some of these comments. I appreciate everybody jumping on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe the snowstorms got y'all all tied up too. I've seen Dean with Kong. He is freaking rebuilding that thing, putting a different block in his. So his thing is going to be awesome. Dean James. I don't know if y'all follow his YouTube channel or not. If y'all don't, he's from up north. Let me see what I don't even remember what the name of his YouTube channel is. Hold on, let me go find it real fast. Can't remember the name of the YouTube channel. Dean James, he's got a G body. Dean James Racing is actually the name of his YouTube channel. So y'all go check out his YouTube channel too. They're a great family. They're awesome too, and it's good seeing what they're doing. They're the same way back at garage built. They do everything in the garage what they can, building cars, and he's making some changes as well. A lot of good YouTube channels out there, man. People have been doing the YouTube stuff for a while now, and it's really, man, it's fun. And our buddy that's painting Randy's car, Courtney, the paint and paper hustle, he's done a great job on that thing. That thing is going freaking. Randy's car is going to be amazing this year, and that's what Courtney hit me up this morning. And he was like, everybody's been calling it the show mod, and it's freaking hilarious. That's actually, I mean, legit what it is. After Randy, I don't know if y'all follow him on Facebook or not, but he sent me a picture. The next day, they were having dinner in the trailer with the car. They were him and his wife are having Chinese food, sitting in the trailer with the lights on because Chris Moore finally got some lights in the trailer. It's freaking awesome, awesome. There's John VXM Racing. What's up, man? Just redo the suspension in the old car, make it safe and go. Yeah, I mean, and that's work too. I mean, the new car is going to be faster. I 100% know and expect the new car will be faster than the old car, than the current car. But the current car is just, it works so good, honestly. And I know it looks crazy, and there's a lot of times I'm out there, skating around. That's not necessarily the car. That's me putting the power down. That is probably, I've missed the tune up a little bit of excessive wheel speed. That's probably going to remain the same in the new car. New car is going to do the same thing. That's not going to be any different. Hey, excuse me. Switch back. Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, somebody mentioned if worse comes to worse, just switch back. I mean, I'm not taking the old car apart because at some point I want the old car. The old car is nostalgic to me. I mean, I bought that car when me and Kelly first met. So I've had it for 15 years, and it has made a lot of progression. And so one of the things that I'm not going to do is I'm probably not going to get rid of that car. And so I've still got the steel doors over at Brian's shop. So the fiberglass doors are coming off. Steel doors will go back on it, and I'm gonna take the motor, transmission, and the electronics out, and then everything else is staying on the car. So my plan is the old car, when the new car is together and settled, I will probably cut the cage out of it, probably have a 6-point cage in it, and then put like a 5.3 in it, and build a nicer car. Well, is it possible to turn a crappier? I'm gonna do a rat rod Mustang. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a rat rod Mustang, and that way I don't have to make it nice. But I want a street car. I want it to be street again. Something with a cam in it to where it just sounds good, and I can go beat up the street some. And when I say beat up the streets, I mean ride around with. Honestly, if it was a 4-cylinder and it sounded like it had a cam in it, probably fine. That would probably be okay with me because I don't do nothing stupid on the streets anymore. So I don't know, but so the new car, I don't know. I've got to decide. There's still a lot to do to the new car. When I get it back from Junior, the back brakes are not fitting, in the wheels with the double bead locks. So I'm gonna have to cut the bead locks down. Excuse me, cut the bead locks down. Probably cut the calipers down to get those to fix. I've still got to do all the brake lines. I've got to do the brake master cylinder. I've got to do all the steering stuff. It's mostly there, but it's not completed. Still got to do, some bars for the seat mounts. Still got to do some front end redo on the bars in the front. Got to put the shocks on it, not a big deal. The struts on the front, not a big deal. And then basically moving the motor and transmission in, that's not going to be hard. Drive shaft will work the way it is. Motor and transmission will slide right in. But then I've got to rewire it. And I was kind of joking with John over there last night. He's like, dude, just take the wiring out of my car. I was like, dude, you don't understand. I was like, I haven't showed y'all, I've showed a couple pictures, but I haven't showed y'all the wiring nightmare that is under that carpet. And I've wired that car. I mean, I put the Holly on 4 or 5 years ago, and luckily, knock on wood, I mean, every wire is red, but other than that, it works, and I don't have a lot of problems out of it. And so I'm gonna have to cut all that stuff out and actually redo it. And clearly, I mean, I can't just, if I'm not gonna have any carpet that I can hide everything under, I've got to make it look halfway reasonable. So there's a lot of work, man. A lot of work on the new car. 5 weeks to get it done before the first official no prep. But there's a no prep race this weekend that's happening. $200 buy-in. Like I was saying, that's at Dig or Die. The kickoff is, I think, what they're calling it, and that's at the Fayetteville back of the track. And then next weekend after that, Thunder Valley, Sean Holden's got a back of the track race there. And then so that's 2 weekends in a row. And then there's like a 3 week off, and then the other one, the one in Darlington. And Darlington really kicks it off where you can race almost all the time. So I don't know, man. We'll see. It's going to be interesting. I don't know. Did y'all get a chance to go over there did y'all click in the description and go look at Kelly's page? Y'all go comment, like, and subscribe on that video. Let us know what y'all think about that video. That was fun. Just sitting there. We hadn't done that any at all. Excuse me. As far as like on our channel, we talked about it a little bit. We did a little bit of history on a couple of videos when we first got started, but that was really fun. Sitting down and talking with her. I think her channel, I think that'll be a nice little aspect to show. So y'all go, the Drag Racer's Wife. Go look in the description and follow that link and go check that out. Let me go look through some of these. I'm gonna look at some of these. I was looking at some of them as I was talking. Supercharger 67. Appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for watching. Johnny, yeah, everybody's got red cars now. And you see him, Billy and them SRC. I mean, they blow the motor up in the truck. I mean, he's kind of in the same boat. What he's doing though is just going to build, a completely different, truck. That Nova is going to be bad. He's going to have the truck in the Nova. So, that's going to be one of those things that is, it's going to be, I mean, he's got the ideal setup. Florida Man Racing, what's up, man? Appreciate it. Y'all subbed to Kelly's channel. Grumpy Old Irishman, yep, tough call. Adam, what's up, man? Australia. No wonder. I wonder how that sounded in my redneck at my redneck dialect. Race car apart and big probability never go back together. That's true, Johnny. I mean, he said it makes a good point. Once you take the race car apart, there's a big probability it may never go back together. That's true. That is very true. Come up. Would you attend another race promoted by the crowd that did come up? They race way down south. They're a very long ways away. I mean, I can't probably travel that far, but if they did another local race, yeah, I probably would. I mean, there's a lot of people that got, and I was kind of upset about that whole deal to start with too, because they made such a big deal that they were paying that $250,000 or $256,000, whatever it was. And when they said that, I was like, they're fixing to have a lot of money. I was like, hopefully they got a lot of, people, chipping in and a lot of sponsors. And then it comes out that he ended up giving a bunch of refunds, and, it worked out. I mean, it sucks because he said what was going to happen, but at the same time, I mean, I get it. I mean, if he'd got up there on that same day and said, hey man, we got racers that couldn't make it. So the purse is, going to be, this. It's not going to be 256,000. It's going to be 185,000 or 182,000, whatever it was. It's just one of those things that was, everybody would race for it. They wouldn't have been mad. It's just one of those things. But my buddy John is giving me a hard time over at Browns last night. He just Facebooked me and asked me could he get on. He can't get. Hold on, I cannot. I don't think I can add anybody on when I add people on when we do it with StreamYard. I can. I'm just on YouTube now. I'll call him in a minute. But yes, I don't know. I'm struggling. Cool. Appreciate it, Bobby. Say he's got a Turbo John sticker with the Murder Nova. Man, their channel is freaking awesome too. And so's Chief and Jackie's, man. I love watching their channel. I hope we are really able to race with them this year. It's just, that I hope they can make it. I know they were planning on doing the thaw out, and then, they caught a lot of heat about, a bunch of stuff coming and big money coming. And, the Caddy Jack that they were planning on bringing. I mean, Caddy Jack is, it's nothing special. I mean, it's a race car that is similar to everybody else's. And, I'm looking I think they would be good for a small tire, man. I really do. I think they would be good for our sport. They are racers. And if y'all go watch their channel, you can see it. I mean, they are just, man, they're just like us. I mean, they are like almost everybody that drag races. They just got lucky and got a TV show, and they get to live the dream that most everybody would love to be able to drag race for a living and get paid, to show up to drag race and to have fun doing that stuff. That's living the dream, man. That's freaking awesome when you can do that. But there's a lot of good drag racers out there, man. It is just one of those things with man, it's just they're out there, and that's what tons of YouTube channel. I'm constantly watching. YouTube is my sole source of entertainment now, it seems like. And it's just one of those things. I mean, YouTube is out there. Somebody just posted the no name drag racing for YouTubers with 500 subs to race. So there's tons of good YouTube channels. Boost is my friend. He's got a YouTube channel. He's over on the western side of North Carolina. Go watch his stuff. He had an unfortunate crash, and so he's rebuilding his stuff, and it's looking phenomenal. But drag racing is, man, it's just fun. It's out there. I love it. I mean, clearly, there's a lot of people that love it too. I try to show a lot of stuff that we do, and I had a lot of people that were not happy about that at first. But it's one of those things, man. I want to have fun. I want the camaraderie. I like talking to people. Clearly, I can just talk to myself. Blah, blah, blah. But it's funner when you're talking to people and with people that can talk drag racing. It's like the Forrest Gump. Talk about drag racing. We dream about drag racing. We think about drag racing. We do drag racing. You talk about it for every day. It's just fun. And so that's why I'm struggling, man. This is the most struggle that I've had. Usually I kind of whiffle waffle a little bit. And, it's one of those things I can go back and forth. And then when I make a decision, usually I just run with it. But usually I'm able to just freaking make a decision and go. But now, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'm on the struggle bus, man. It is the struggle bus. Trying to decide, what I'm going to do and what's going to be most efficient, and something where I'm only got to do it one time, Somebody said something about I see, and I didn't really see a lot of the drama when Big Chief and Jackie were talking about coming to. I didn't even see all the drama, but apparently there was enough drama to where they felt that it would be best that they didn't go. And man, that just really sucks. That was one of the races I wasn't even gonna be able to go to. But it's just one of those things, man. People just most everybody in the no prep world, especially, man, everybody, all the racers especially, are really cool. I have not had not one person in the no prep world that has really been like a butthole. There's a bunch of them that talk smack to the grudge racers, and they kind of go at each other. But if you're not involved in the grudge racing aspect of it, man, nobody's like that. It just, they're just not. Everybody is cool, and and they help everybody, and they try to. It's kind of like me. I mean, they want to win, but they don't want to win, because you ain't got but half your motor running because you forgot to plug up your coal packs or something. I mean, they don't want to win like that, and so it just, I don't know. It's drag racing is different, man. It just always has been a passion. I started drag racing when I was very young. When I was 16 years old, me and my buddies, my first car was a Trans Am, and we quickly. It didn't take long, and we were drag racing, trying to figure out who was faster. And then you start going faster and faster and faster, and you start breaking stuff. And then I ended up in a Mustang, and I've been in the Mustang world ever since. And back in the old day too, when the import stuff was coming around, of course, I hate imports, but now I see import and I see them go out there and bust off a good number, or even just go out there and have fun. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It makes me smile to see people, hot rodding. Hot rodding is what it is, man. No matter what it is, if it's a Volkswagen, if it's a Honda, or if it's a Mustang or a Camaro. And I still get some nasty grams occasionally about people with the small block Chevrolet and a Mustang, and the Ford diehards, that are loyal to the brand, I should say. They catch, they interesting, they give me some smack talk sometimes. I'm like, man, I don't care about the power. Is it power? If you're happy, go for it. So, it's just one of those things. Get in where you fit in. Johnny, you're exactly right. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to figure out where I fit. I'm trying to figure out where I fit. All-wheel drive, that thing has, people, there's a few all-wheel drive cars out there, and they want to run with small tires. They want a place to race, and I would love to have an all-wheel drive car. And I know it's very difficult to get them to go down. And, all-wheel drive, they don't really have a home. They're looking for a home. And so, you mentioned all-wheel drive in a small tire class, and, 90% of the small tire class is like, no, you can't do that. That's not fair. And then, a smaller portion goes, oh, well, it might not be as bad as what you think it might be. And, I'm still on the fence on it. And then, I've had a couple, all-wheel drive, people, I've seen some comments and some, discussion. They're like, well, if it's such an advantage, build one. And well, the problem is they don't have a place to race. And so there's no place to race an all-wheel drive car at consistently. So I would love to have an Eagle Talon, or there's a whole bunch of, there's a bunch of all-wheel drive cars out there that are fast. There's a bunch that struggle and they go fast. But man, the Family Man Racing, he's got a YouTube channel. Go follow him. He is freaking killing it with the all-wheel drive stuff. They're doing the Sick Week. That's the other good thing that's coming up too. Anthony, my buddy, he just started a YouTube channel. The something Hammer. God, I can't remember it. But the Tesla Platinum. I mean, that thing is sick fast right from the factory. But man, it's just one of those things. The racing world, the Sick Week, it's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. Promoters, they constantly are trying to get the biggest car count they can. So it's all. I mean, the racing world has always changed. It always morphs. It always, it just does. That's part of it. So you have to roll with it, so you get in where you fit in. And so, you hope that you don't have to spend a bunch of money to fit in the following year and the following year and the following year. But a lot of times that evolving, the way everything evolves is, you have to make changes to adjust it, or you just get left behind. And so, it just is what it is. And that's where I'm at with my new car. So I'm trying to decide, what do I need to do? Do I need to, keep the old car, keep the copper coat running this year, and see what the rules are next year, and then maybe over the summer, see how it goes with the new car and the new motor, or just go ahead and dive in now with the realization that at the end of next year, or maybe even in midsummer, rule changes are one of those things that happen fast. If it looks like I need to cut the firewall out inside the motor back, 18 inches, that has to happen, mid-season, and I'm willing to do that. So, man, I don't know. John said that he raced a Tesla that got kicked off the small tire class in a no prep Maryland. Well, how did it go, John? Did you outrun him? But it's interesting, man. The small tire world, no prep is, it's crazy, man. I would have never, ever thought that in a million years that, the back of the track stuff, where we're slipping and sliding down the whole track it would be popular, and I would be doing it honestly. Cause I mean, I went from slicks a long time ago, and, once I got off of the slicks, and went radials, I was like, I will never put slicks back on my car again. And here I am. That's all I prefer to race now is with slicks. And I don't know if y'all saw the prices of tires too. Slicks have, gone through the roof. Somebody posted that, it was on Summit or Jegs. They were like $300 a piece for Hoosiers. You legit get like, I mean, 10 passes, 15 passes, and then the tires probably need to come off. And luckily you can usually sell them, but, get the front half. But I don't know, man. It is racing. I think this year is going to be very expensive. So I'm trying to make the best decisions I can, just because I don't have a lot of disposable income to where, I can make a decision. I can do something and then have to redo it again, in the next year or 6 months or 2 months. That's just not, that makes it very hard for me if I want to continue to race. I'd rather race and be not as competitive. And I don't know. See, there I go. I say I'd rather race and not be as competitive. That's the old car, but I can easily slide that stuff in the new car. And then if they change the rules, then be not competitive then. So that's where I'm at. I'm just, bouncing it back and forth. I'm just going to have to make the decision on what I'm going to do. Hopefully, juniors, I can get the car tomorrow. Once I get the new car in my hands, maybe I'll have a better feeling of what I need to do, and I can, just hop on the new car and just, finish it out. I don't know though. I went out there and me and Brantley went out there the other weekend. When did I do the video for the spool test? It was like Monday or Tuesday, whenever it was. I went over there and squirted it with brake clean. It fired right up, have no issues. So, it's hard to take it apart, man, when it's running. Tennessee, yeah, we are definitely, man, I can't wait for the race that me and Wes are doing. We're locking in people to that. We've got over 30 some cars. It's a pretty big buy-in. It's $500 buy-in, but we're putting $4,000 on top of the purse. There's most of the back of the track stuff is just cash days. You're running for the racer's purse. There's not a lot of money added to it, but we're adding $4,000 to top the purse with a full field. So that'll be a good purse. So hopefully we'll have a good amount of people there, and that'll work out good. I'm excited. Wes is the new track owner at Knoxville Dragway, so that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be exciting. And I had 2 years ago, I don't know if y'all remember, but I probably got quite a bit more subs. Y'all may have not even saw it. I was going to start doing some no prep races, and we did our first one in Fayetteville in 2019. It was the beginning of 2019. Or was it the beginning of 2020? No, it was the beginning of 2020, and it was called the Road Rage, and it was good. We had a great time, and then it's one of those things that COVID hit, and then I didn't feel comfortable doing any more, of course, that year, and then I didn't feel comfortable doing any last year, because my normal job that I've been doing for 21 years. I'm a health inspector, so I work with the health department. So it's not something I felt my health director would probably be appreciative of, is me doing a big gathering with COVID running, crazy when it first hit. But now we're past that for the most part, as far as, the restrictions. And so now, I'm definitely good and comfortable to host some, which I don't plan on hosting a lot, simply because it's a lot of work. I like racing. I'm a racer. I want to race. I don't want to promote. Promoting is hard. And, there's a lot of things that, the promoters do that people don't see. And it's hard. It really, really is. So I don't know. But I don't know, guys. We'll see. Okay, so I need to rest my voice. Dang, I've been talking almost for an hour already, Mr. Big Mouth here. And I appreciate everybody jumping on. Hopefully, everybody's had a good Sunday and nobody has lost power and they're nice and warm. If you're snowed in, you got power and you can go do some drifting. Don't forget to go to Kelly's new channel, The Drag Racer's Wife. The link is in this description here. And then also tonight at 9 o'clock, we're going to be on MAK TV. They're doing a live, and they're going to be talking about rule changes for the small tire. What do they think as drag racers? And so Nick and them, they promote races as well. So they do Cincy Street Nights. I would love to do that at some point, but I looked it up. It's like a long ways away. It's hard. It's a pretty good. There again, we'll talk about money and time and how much it costs to race. It's a long ways away so I might could hit. I would love to hit one of those this year, but I don't know if it'll be able to happen or not. There's a lot. I want to go to New Orleans at some point, but that's 900 miles each way. There again, it just costs a lot of money to drag race when you're trying to go very, very long distances. So it's going to be fun, man. We're going to have a good time. Whatever I decide to do, I'm gonna roll with it. And once I make the final decision on what I'm gonna do, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll with it, and that it is what it is. Be it the new car, the old car, or whatever it is, whatever that decision is, I'm happy with either one. I just got a lot of stuff that's got to happen. Currently, still, I don't even have a truck to Sherman. So, I've got a truck that's immobile, because I broke the transmission. But it's just one of those things. All right, guys, don't forget Kelly's channel, The Drag Racer's Wife. Go to that. Follow her channel. Sub on that, if you will, please. And then also hit the MAK TV link tonight at 9 o'clock. Later, guys. I appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all later.